mean, our take has been for a while that we have a negative bias on risk asset pricing at the moment, but I'm definitely not in the bear market rally camp. There's a tug of war going on between what's clearly a very weak growth environment, but pushing up against that is one of the biggest policy responses globally that we've ever seen. So certainly downside, but I'm not in the bear market rally camp.
Yeah, I think that's a critical point, and I just wanted to come in. We've got Andrew Bailey speaking in testimony today here, and we know how sensitive the market is to any news that suggests further action from the Bank of England at this point. There's been this sort of phony war about negative interest rates that Andy Haldane, the chief economist, appeared to weigh in on and suggest that they're still on the table here. How important is it to have a trading strategy around these central bank public appearances?
Yeah, listen, I think one thing that I feel pretty strongly about is that as we shift into the recovery part of this crisis, that currency is going to become a very interesting asset class because you have all these relative policy stories playing out. We've seen a lot of weakness in sterling over the past week, and part of this is the chatter around negative rates. So these things will be very important.
Is it your assessment that sterling looks undervalued at this point? I know we've had a very long ride down from the Brexit vote several years back here. As you look at where we are against the dollar, this sort of 120 to 124 range currently, what do you think the opportunity is then to buy it at these levels and know that you're going to get a decent return?
Yeah, I think sterling is tricky because there's no doubt that our long-term valuation models suggest it's one of the cheapest currencies in the world. And the problem you have is things like the Bank of England negative rate discussion, but more importantly, the Brexit dynamics are coming back to the fore. The mood music is not particularly good. So I like the idea of sterling higher in the longer term, but it's very difficult for me to get excited about buying it yet.